Hey, welcome everybody to the newsletter. I'm Christine McIver. I am the founder, one of the hosts, and a producer here on the network. I have the lovely Keisha Clark with us. Keisha, hey! She is also a producer and a host on the network, and we have Jenn Possick with us. Jenn is our featured host this week. Welcome, Jenn. So happy you're here.
Thank you. Me too. I'm so excited to be here.
So Jenn is one of our newest hosts here on the network, and her show is called
The Ads Maven.
The Ads Maven. I love that title.
I do too. It was like when I knew that I wanted to have a radio show, for a while I was like, I have no idea what to call it. And then were you the one that suggested it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because as soon as it was like a thing, I was like, oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. It suits you so well. So Jenn, tell everybody what your show is about.
Yeah, so just in general, I'm a Facebook and Instagram ads strategist, speaker, and coach. So it's essentially about all things Facebook and Instagram ads, but then it's also about all things business, and because so much plays into Facebook and Instagram ads as well. So sometimes I have on guests that are running ads, so we get to know a little bit about their business as well as about the ads that they're running. Sometimes it's just straight up giving more information about running ads. Sometimes it's information about what I learned when I go different places and learn business.
So you've had 4 shows or 6 shows?
I've had 5.
5 shows. So you are spanking new. We can still smell the new on you.
Yes, for sure. I still feel very new.
You're doing fabulous. We are really super enjoying the shows too. So who out there is looking for the kind of support that you are gifting? And it's a gift. It is such a gift. I'm so thrilled that you said yes to join us.
Thank you. I'm excited that you asked.
I kind of feel like we have a secret door into all of this, don't you, Keisha? Like it really feels like we got one up on a lot of other people.
Yes.
Yeah, it is super cool. So thank you for being with us, Jenn. And everybody, you've got to check out her shows, check out her podcast. You can catch Jenn everywhere now. She's on Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Radio Online, podcast.com, Podcast Addict, Luminary, you name it.
No, I had no idea there were even so many different like podcast apps. And
so funny.
Christine, you're brilliant at like making us go everywhere.
Yeah,
so
it's all about being visible, babies. So speaking of being visible, let's see what's going on the network this week. All right, so you can see here on our homepage our featured host, Jenn Possick. So you can come right here and you can start to play her show. And this is the one where you were talking about what you learned from Amy Porterfield's entrepreneur experience.
Yeah, I was just in San Diego for it last week, and I got so much good information that by the end of the show, I was like, oh no, I actually had to have a part 2 up on Wednesday because there's just so much good stuff.
That's not a bad thing. That's actually a really cool thing.
Yeah.
I love it. We've got, you can come in here and you can check out our schedule. It just scrolls along. You can see who's on when. You can check out some information if you listen to lots of our hosts talk about their experience on the network. And then here, these 3 columns will show you what's the latest, the hottest, and what's happening there. But let's jump over to our future, because we can go into the future. Ready? Here we go. So our first show up is the SOAR Experience. This starts off our Monday, and we have the spark that ignites a vibrant life, and we have a guest host, Joanna Rochester, who is going to be with us this week.
Love it. And then we dive into Joy Vulnerability Pizza with host Junaline, and she is talking about the power of being and doing nothing. And I can't wait to play with that. So Junaline also has recently released her first book, and you will find the information for her book on her host page as well as every one of her show pages. I believe it is
Dating for Expats.
Dating for Expats, yes. The hot, fabulous woman's guide to finding love.
Very good. There you go. Then we have the joy of running, cooking, and advocating with guest Chris Linder on the Everyday Joy with Candace Mao. It's so amazing how many people talk about joy with Candace. It's absolutely fantastic how we just keep diving and unfolding more and more.
Yeah. And then we go into how to handle family competition with our resident parent whisperer, Mary Dravis Parrish, on the BU Parenting Show.
And Mary also has a book that she's just published this year, and I can't remember the name.
Empowered Parents, Empowering Kids, I believe is the book name for hers.
Look at us.
Sort of a pop quiz for the production team today.
There's not a chance in the world that I can pronounce any of it. This is our show, Dancing Your Life, with Karina Stoffel. Karina does her show in English and in German. I do not speak German.
I believe this one is Communion with Earth. So
beautiful.
In German.
In German. How beautiful is that? Yeah. Then we have another one of our newest hosts, Amy Wall, and Amy does a show called Conscious Beauty Talk, and this week she's talking about 3 essential mirror work techniques. It's a very cool show. Conscious Beauty, you'll be very surprised. You've got to check her show out. You will be very surprised. Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah. And then Kathy Cook Noble, who is incredibly gifted with all things finances and talking about all things finances, is going to be talking about how protected is your estate. Yes, you have one.
Everyone has one.
Yes, that is on her show, Financially Speaking. Kathy also is one of our authors on the station, or on the network, and her book is All Ladies Should Love the F Word.
Use the F word.
Use the F word and love it.
A guide to loving your finances.
Yeah. That's where I got love.
That's where the love is, yeah. Then we close out our Monday with our ever so potent Melita Jelenic. And this week it's episode 250 for Melita. Like celebration tomorrow night. Common and uncommon paraphiles?
Paraphilias.
Paraphilias. Ooh. I'll tell you, this girl will talk about anything. And I'll tell you, it's a phenomenal show every single time.
Yeah.
And we kick off our Wednesday with Elfie No.
Yay, Elfie. Oh my gosh. Amazing magical magic with Elfie Joe. And this week, her episode is in Dutch. She is talking about looking ahead, and Elfie brings all of the elements of music and life together in a totally way that only Elfie can do. So it is definitely worth a listen, no matter what language. Right. But if you happen to speak Dutch, you might enjoy this week's episode.
There you go. Exactly. Then we follow with our fabulous host, AD&T Finola. In Pursuit of Truth is her radio show this week, The Truth About Spooky, Kinky Sex.
Love that.
With guest Dr. Shannon Chavez. I did not take the pronunciation line. I went for the cute line twice.
There you go. There you go. You have a boa, so.
That's another time. We'll talk about that. I love your face, Jen, as you're seeing these topics. You're like, oh, what? What are they?
Then we go into Love Life and All Things Weird with Megan Silito and Suzanne Stoffer. This week they are talking about soul initiations, activating your true blueprint. And it is definitely a fun topic to explore. So join them on Wednesday. And then
it's Keisha's show. Keisha Clark, Aligning Divine with none other than the Keisha Clark. And this week, nourishing your body, self, and soul.
Yes.
Oh, that just makes me want to relax because I know what you do. How you do your shows is so brilliant.
I'm excited for this topic. So join me on Aligning Divine on Wednesday at 2 Eastern, and we'll play more with that.
Play more. Fabulous. And then it's
Yes,
Disco! And
yay!
it's part 2.
I love that. And Jen, I just want to say, one of the things I so admire and appreciate about you and now your show is you have a lovely gift and capacity bringing all of this technical mumbo jumbo into human words, for one thing, and then like helping people who like, we don't have to be geniuses with it. That's part of what is so awesome about you being on the planet, just in general. So thank you for being one of those like translators to help people who have their businesses that depend on social media, especially Facebook, to make more sense and to not have to be such a minefield.
I like that. Translator. You're a social media translator.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
There's another title.
Yeah.
We then follow with our wonderful host, Dana Lewis. Dana Lewis's show, Luscious Leadership, this week. Part of her Harvest series is Accelerate and Optimize Your Career. And Dana is just launching her book, her very first book that's coming out. And I got to have a pre-read. Oh my God, it's
That's so good.
It is so freaking good. The Undisputable Gift of Men. And I'm telling you, you got to get that book. It's going to be good.
Gonna be out very soon.
It's going to be out very, very soon. Yes.
And then look who comes to the studio on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. It's Christine McIver. And she's talking about, I love this topic, Christine. Why do I even bother?
Yeah. It's if you've ever felt like you're on a treadmill or you're going in a loop or you feel like nothing you're doing is getting you anywhere, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to get raw, and then we are going to start to raw forward. We're going to change this shit. So I think it's really important we talk about these things and not avoid, I'm in the shitter, I need help.
I think there might be 2 or 3 of us that will be listening. If you can relate. But nobody else. I'm sure there's many people have this handled. So,
Exactly.
It'll be like an elite club. But
yeah, right. I know, right?
So then Friday morning, we kick off with our amazing Carla Taylor, who is many things, pretty much all things LinkedIn and then some. And her show is Bringing Your Brilliance. And she's going to be talking about owning your brilliance, you as an expert this week. So I can't wait to hear that. She's got great tips as well, in particularly with, I guess, learning to like LinkedIn for me.
Yeah,
some people don't have that.
People are in that same place as far as LinkedIn goes. And Carla, oh my gosh, she is a reservoir of information, all things LinkedIn. You've got it, just like Jen is all things ads, Carla is all things LinkedIn. It's really fabulous to have these experts with us here on the network.
Yes, yes.
We then follow up with our beautiful Dr. Deborah Unipan, Awakening with Angels. This week, why won't my kids listen to me? And you better get ready for some truth talk, because this woman, she don't hold back. She just like, listen up.
Not messing around.
She's not messing around.
Then we play with Lisa Bennett's. Well, Lisa Bennett's comes to play on Fridays at noon Eastern time. She's talking this week about transform your space and transform your life. And her show is Infinite Energies. Lisa is our resident space whisperer. And she plays with all things creating conscious spaces. So it's not just about how to decorate one of the rooms in your house. It's really about how to connect with your space, no matter what space you're in, and really receive from it, and then even maybe co-create with your space. So it's pretty amazing.
It is very, very cool. We're going to skip the next show for just a second. We are close on our Friday show with Dr. Andy from Dr. Andy's World. And this week, do dogs think? And if you don't think that dogs think, you should think again. Now, our newest host who's kicking off this week is the wonderful Tioko. So this is Cosmic Transmission with Tioko. This is her first show, and she's going to be talking about multi-dimensional abundance and the new money codes. And I have the honor and privilege to be interviewing her on her first show this week. I've had a little bit of a glimpse into what this woman's going to be contributing, and yeah, don't miss it. That's all I'm going to say. Don't miss it. It's pretty phenomenal, and she's got some. She's been doing some amazing work with her creations, and now she's going to bring it to the global platform via
So excited!
Faces Network. Yeah, you don't want to miss it. Did you know that we also have an article magazine section on the network? A lot of people don't realize we have radio, TV, and magazine. All of our hosts and all of our guests of our hosts are welcome to write an article for the network. And this week we are featuring Dana Lewis's article, Is Your Sensitivity a Superpower? Nobody out there sensitive like the rest, right? Last but not least, I want to kind of speak to what you were talking about, Jen, is all the places and spaces where you can find our shows, where you can listen in. These are all our live stream platforms, and to date, we are live streaming on 54 platforms. I tried to get it to 55 for today, and I couldn't. I like even numbers. So we are live streaming on 55 platforms. Got a smartphone? You can find us. Inspired Choices Network. And after the show, you can find our podcasts right now here on the network. You can listen to over 5,000 podcasts, and we are podcasted on more than 50 platforms as well. So far, we have the 26 up here for you to click on, but honestly, just Google it. Your favorite host, just Google it. You will find her. So that's everything here on the network. Thank you so much for joining us, Jen. We are thrilled to have our featured host. And be sure to come on over, listen. You can interact live with all of our hosts in our chat room. You can call in, you can ask questions, or you can just connect with them through their podcast and contact them after the fact. And be sure to come back next week where we will have another fabulous featured host and another week of inspiring radio. So until then, we make sure that you keep laughing and tuning in to what else is possible.
Yay!
Bye for now.
Weird.